Hello, welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today I am going to give you my garden tour. Here is the entrance to my garden, and we have some motherwort growing here and a big giant comfrey. And over here we have a tiny little greenhouse with just a few things growing inside. We've got several tomato plants and some peppers, and they are really super happy. And we'll come back around here and we'll go inside. All right, here's the view coming in through the gate. We've got raspberry bushes here and also here. Here we have some shallots that are going to seed. That's okay, we're gonna let them do that. Here we have a rhubarb with some kale. Got some tarragon here that is starting to bloom. And here we have oregano and celery. And if we look this way, I have weeds. These are my potato beds here. All the way down, you can see they're starting to get brown, which means it will be time to harvest before we know it. Over here we have cumin, also flowering, very lovely. And in this spot here, we'll be planting this thyme. And the reason why it is on the ground down there and not in the ground up here is because we have had unprecedented heat. Not today though. A couple days ago it was about 112. Here we have sage and parsley growing here. And this is the strawberry bed here. And the next trough we have cranberries. And it is a myth that you have to grow cranberries in a bog. I think that idea came from the Ocean Spray commercials where they would show them harvesting the cranberries in a bog because cranberries float. We've got two more rhubarb plants here, a whole bed of marjoram, and chamomile. This needs to be harvested today, but I wanted to just do this quick video tour before I did my harvesting so you could actually see what I'm growing. This is all garlic, and yes, I know I did not harvest the scapes like I should have. My bad. Anyway, the garlic, it's almost ready to harvest. We'll give it a couple more weeks. The noisemaker. Sorry about that. I hope you all can still hear me. We have blueberry bushes here, and there are nets on top of them because if there are no nets, the birds will eat them all. These are 3 different varieties of blueberries here. Here we have lingonberry, which is currently flowering, blueberry, and another lingonberry. We have 3 more blueberries here and quite a few raspberry bushes over here on this side. And as you can see, it is time for me to harvest these as well. Here is the other side of the garlic bed. I just wanted to show you kind of a wide view here, and then I'll take you through and show you what we have going on. Here we have some broccoli that has flowered and is going to seed, and I will be saving those seeds. We have pumpkin growing here. These are cucumbers, and these are going to be untrellised cucumbers. Believe it or not, we still have lettuce. I was pretty sure it was all going to die with this heat, but it didn't. But I did eat some, and it's quite tough and a little bit bitter. Here we have some bean plants that were just recently planted. We've got some more beets here and carrots, new little baby carrots. And here we have the mature beets. For the heat, I kind of covered up the little tops of the beets that were showing and exposed just to protect them from the sun. And these will be harvested shortly. Here we have our tomatoes. I use these T-posts here with some twine to hold them up, but I have not trellised them yet, and I'm really need to do that because they're starting to fall over, and we do not want to encourage, you know, any kind of blight or, you know, wetness on those lower leaves, even though we do water here at the ground level. Here we have onions, and they are just happy little dudes. And as you can see, that is a mouse trap, and I will talk to you more about why I have random mouse traps in my garden. But these are the mature carrots that I planted early in the spring, and they're starting to come up here, and it'll be time to harvest them and get those canned. The tomatoes are flowering, very lovely like. And here we have more broccoli that has gone to seed. And when these turn brown, I will take them inside and harvest the seeds, and I will grow more next year. And this little buddy is gonna be dinner. Okay, here's the back side of the shallots. I'll give you a little bit of an overview from this direction. And over here we have cauliflower, which is looking nice. Also, the cauliflower needs to have twine around them, so you'll put the leaves up like this and then tie them up, and it'll keep the cauliflower white and not buggy. Here we have dill that's coming up, and these are pickling cucumbers that are trellised, and that's just because here they don't have room to sprawl based on what I have growing here, and they do have room in the other bed. This is the corn coming along nicely. Remember to plant your corn in rows of at least 4 because they are wind pollinators. Okay, over here we have basil that is getting eaten up by slugs and bugs. These are eggplants here. And then we have several different varieties of peppers in amongst the basil. Here is my rosemary, which is looking a lot like it didn't fare very well in this heat. Rosemary does like warm weather, so could also be a nutrient deficiency. This is parsley that has gone to seed and needs to be pulled, but it's just so pretty, and the pollinators like it. So there you go. There's one right there. And over here we have, this is a Savoy cabbage here with the curly leaves. They're really good for making cabbage rolls. And just some regular cabbage there. And here we have, these are all shelling peas that are growing up high on the trellis. And down below, these are bush beans that I canned to make French green beans. Now this is kind of what I wanted to show you. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that the voles are basically the bane of my existence. They are aware of my shenanigans, they move the traps, they just nose them right over and out of their way when they're coming out of the hole. Very occasionally I do catch one, and that's great, but mostly I don't. As you can see, the peas, it's time to harvest, but I just wanted to do this video really quick before I come out and harvest. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a whole lot for me to show you right now. And when the other plants get big, I'll do another video so you can see what they look like as they're growing up, because a lot of these are just still in their baby stages. Well, I wanted to show you what the voles have done here. Here's another one in the corn. Do you see that naked stretch of trellis? That was all nice, big, tall pea plants. And the voles came over here and they munched them down right at the base. And I have planted some new ones. As you can see, there's some baby ones that are growing up there. And they do the same thing with the beans. So this would be a mature bean plant, but everything has been eaten off of it. And so what happens when the vole you know, just comes over here, right, and eats the bottom of the pea, then the whole plant dies, of course, because it doesn't have any roots or nutrients anymore. So we end up with things that look like this and a much lower crop. Now here is a fine example of what the vole does. So the vole has taken that bean leaf right there. Here's the trap, there's the hole, and he's just sucking them down into his hole. And you know, I don't know, maybe if I put the leaf over there, maybe that'll work. I'll let you know. And over here we have Brussels sprouts. These were planted from seed back in February, and they won't be ready to harvest until November, Thanksgiving time. And this trough is empty. I need to plant something in there, don't know what yet. And these are grapes. There was a video a couple months back where I pruned these back, and as you can see, they are wild now, and they are flowering, and it looks like we're gonna get a really nice harvest. There's lots and lots of flowers here. So once again, I'll give you kind of the overview. All right, happy gardening. Bye everybody.